cooking collard greens is one of, it's almost like a birthright to be a Southerner. We hold this vegetable to be on the upper pedestal of flavor, yet most people don't get it right. So today we're going to walk through collard greens and how anybody, including a Yankee, can make Deep South approved collard greens. Now, first thing you need to know about collard greens is that they can be very bitter. So we're going to be doing some things to kind of manipulate that flavor. We need to pack great flavor into this. So how are we going to get all that flavor profile that we're looking for? Obviously, we're going to start with a great base. So to get that smoky, sweet base, we're going to start with an amazing smoked ham hocks. This is a lower cut, basically, of the pig's arm, if you will. And then they smoke it up. You can kind of see the meat muscles there. And so basically what we're needing to do, the onion's going to kind of help start build us that base layer. I do need a little fat for this. Now, we are cooking specifically for a barbecue this afternoon. So I have cheated a little bit. So instead of butter, I'm going to use smoked beef tallow. Let me sneak a little bit. There we go. Nice, beautiful deliciousness. Woo! Back you up just a little bit. Let's add our onion in. We're going to add in some garlic. Now, I am not looking to absolutely put a whole bunch of color on these. I definitely don't want to burn my garlic in here. While that's kind of working, kind of look over here at our ham hock. We're going to kind of take off some of this meat. I know not everybody does this. The two ways to do this, though, are to basically make a broth out of this, which is kind of what we're going to do. I'll take it just a little bit. Add a little color onto that ham hock. Already smelling great. Wish we'd hurry up and create 4D. Just so you guys can smell how great this is. Next is stock. So you can use chicken stock. You can use beef stock. I don't recommend beef. Beef's maybe a little strong. I've got pork stock. This pork stock specifically is made by us here. That's that pig that's over here smoking beside me. The pig before him, unfortunately, its poor brother went right into the whole smoker. And this is kind of like leftover. So it's got a little bit of smokiness and stuff to it as well. Now, you might say, Jonathan, I want it more simple. I don't want to do all this. This seems like a lot of work. And it's really not. It's really not. You could pressure can this if you wanted to and maybe speed up the process a little bit. I like it nice and slow. It's easy. It's going to run off to the side. It's not going to harm anything. I like it like that. We got some other things to do anyways before this is ready. Let's start processing our collard greens. So a lot of people make the mistake of just taking the collard greens and like dumping them in there. But that is no bueno. So that long stalk right there is not going to be very edible. All of that right there is very fibrous. And it's just not going to make for a great time. So we're going to need to pull that off. Now, another part of this is washing. As you can see, they're wet. I have already pre-washed these for us. Lots and lots and lots of dirt gets in them. As they kind of build in those layers and as they come in, sand and dirt and rocks and everything get in there. So it's very important that you give them a wash as well. And then these, obviously, these are like baby collards. Here in the South, they get like huge. And the bigger they are, the more fibrous they are. Also, the more bitter that they are. So you would probably have to adapt the brown sugar and things like that we're going to add in at the end to help fix that flavor. But these are kind of what's in season right now. It's kind of that midwinter in the South collard green. Most of the big collards are already gone for the year. So I'm going to take these and I'm just going to kind of strip off that nub. Here on the farm, that's not a big deal. That just goes right over to the old chickies. And you don't have to get the entire piece of it. I'm just kind of wanting to take out that main rib. We're finally starting to wrap things up. I got an escapee here, but we are working on our sides for our barbecue for the day. Meat is just about to be getting rested up. It's finishing up now. I'm not even gonna put the lid on it. I'm really just trying to carry it about 5 more degrees. So nice and easy over there. So we got our ham hock base. That's the mother of all things collard greens. Really southern sides in general. You can't go wrong with having a ham hock base. If you have the time, you have the space, you have the money. This is something that we make a lot of times and we jar up and we keep canned inside of our house at all times. It is like that ultimate go-to southern, like quick pop. You put it in, you could just add in your collard greens and you're good to go. You didn't have to like cook it down. You didn't have to do any of that. It was set and ready to go. So let me add in our collard greens. Now, again, these collard greens are tough. Now, I know a lot of different people will argue with me on exactly how long do you cook these for. And that's going to kind of vary by your taste and your profile of what you're looking for. We're going to add in a little bit at a time, by the way. You don't have to cram it all in there. Collard greens take me back to being at my grandmother's house when I was little. I didn't always appreciate them when I was little, but a lot of it really had to do with they weren't always cooked properly. A lot of people would just throw them in stock and then they boil the living tar out of them until they're almost like a mashed potato mush. And they're just not done properly. Now that I've really gotten into it and I've been able to, really perfect how it's done, I know I make really good collard greens and I enjoy them. So now I got my collard greens in. We do need to add a couple of ingredients. So we talked about them being a little on the bitter side. So we've got that smokiness. We got a little bit of sweetness, but we're gonna need a little bit of sweetness to offset the bitterness of the greens. So we're gonna add in a little brown sugar. Mine has been baking out here in the sun. It's January, but it's still 80 degrees outside today. A week ago, it snowed, So I've added about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. All right. Next, we need our vinegar. It's about a 1/4 cup of vinegar. I prefer apple cider vinegar. There's lots of different options. And then salt and pepper. Again, we got some salt in that stock that we've made, so we don't have to go too bonkers with that. Just a little bit of pepper. I'll admit, I'm kind of a pepper fiend when it comes to my collards. And then the last ingredient that I think is important is hot sauce. So this is going to be another one of those controversial things on which hot sauce is going to be best for this application. I am kind of a hot sauce fanatic. So this is my hot sauce. You can find a link in the description if you're interested in making your own. There is amazing, easy hot sauce recipes out there. I've created a few. So I have those in my list. So if you hold on here at the end, I'll make sure I put this up on at the end so you can be able to click on that and make your hot sauce. The recipes are generally about the same, no matter what kind of pepper you're using. Just kind of depends on your spice level and what you're doing. So this is my Louisiana style. So it is cayenne peppers, a little bit of red bell, roasted garlic, and basically it's fermented for about 10 days and it's set, it's ready to go. It's got great heat, great flavor. So I'm gonna give it a splish splash. It was taking a bath. Now I'm gonna just turn my heat down, give everything a little bit of a flip, kind of give it that first realm of touch. Now the ham hock still got a little bit of cooking to do. We are set and ready to go for these collard greens. As you can see, we're starting to wrap up our day a little bit, but we need to taste our collard greens that we made. I'm super excited about these collard greens. They came out super delicious. They are sweet, they're savory, they are not bitter at all. They got a little bit of saltiness. It's everything that you're looking for in collard greens. Fork would be a little bit better utensil. Great texture. Again, it still has a bite to it, but it's tender. Don't overcook the collards, man. Don't be that guy. I hope you like this video. I know my belly's enjoying this video. This has been an absolute pleasure. Again, collard greens are the quintessential peak of Southern food. So make sure you get them right. Have fun. If you're interested in the pulled pork that we are making with this, make sure you click on the video right here. In the meantime, there's another amazing video that's recommended for you right here based on our content that we already have. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time.